What is happening, y'all? Jay here, back again with another guide in Hollow Knight Silksong. And today I'm going to show you how to get the second and the third upgrade for your weapon. So let's start with the second weapon upgrade, and after that, I will show you the third weapon upgrade. So let's start with the second weapon upgrade. And for that, we start from after defeating the Kogwe dancers. I will link that boss guide in the description below. So if you haven't gotten to this boss yet, you can either go left from the Songclave bench or go right from this bench. By the way, going up from this bench on the left takes us to the High Halls, which has the best tool in the game, and I will link that video in the description as well. Anyways, once you defeat them, a new chamber is going to open up, and that's exactly where we are headed, the Kogwe Core. And luckily the bench is very close by, and so is the map, which you can find right above the bench. So now we have to go left and head down, navigating through a series of traps. So from here, you want to take right and drop further down, but you want to go slightly left as you drop down, so use the Drifter's Cloak. Now we go right and then top, navigating through a series of traps, and then go east. But before you go east, make sure you unlock this shortcut back to the bench. Here you have to use your pogo jumping skills to go through these traps and unlock another door right, and then keep moving east. So here we're gonna find a dead end, so move up and left to push this box, and then top and east to find a boss trap room. Once you clear the room, you want to go right and drop down and keep moving eastwards, which will take us to the Whispering Vaults. Now from here, we need to go down further and complete a puzzle. But before doing that, let's get the map and get a shortcut back to Songclave. So get this map from here and go up this platform and hit the wall above, which is your shortcut back to Songclave. Okay, so this is where the puzzle starts. First, you want to get on the other side of the box and hit it. This will make the box move right, and then go left to push this box. Now, you want to climb up and push another box to your right. Now, you want to go right again and do some more wall climbing on the boxes and push the box on top of you. Now you want to go right to climb some more, then go west. First push this box and then push the box below you. Now drop down from there to go left and push this box top. This will clear your path to the pale oil and your upgrade. With the second done, it's time for the third weapon upgrade. And for that, we need to get these 5 items for the quest giver Mugwin, thereby completing the Great Taste of Pharloom quest and getting our third weapon upgrade. And for that, we're gonna start at this bench of Songclave and follow me west. By the way, this journey would be much shorter had we taken our path from the High Heels bench. But I wanted to start from the most accessible area of Coral Chambers. That's the Songclave bench. Anyways, we need to drop down from here and go through a series of narrow chambers until you finally reach stable grounds. From here, you're gonna travel east into the banquet hall where we're gonna meet the quest giver Mugwin, and we need to collect 5 items for him to complete this quest line and get the coveted third weapon upgrade. And I'm gonna do so in the most linear way possible so that it's easy to follow. But before you leave this place, you're gonna open up this shortcut, which is gonna be very helpful right at the end. So the first item we're gonna get is the mossberry stew, and for that we start at the Marrow Beltway and follow me to find Moss Druid, who is basically gonna ask you to get 3 mossberries. And as soon as we reach the quest giver, I'm gonna show you the 3 early game locations you can find it, which is quite easy, and it's in the starter area of Moss Grotto. So talk to the NPC, and these are the 3 early game locations where you can find the mossberries. Once you have all 3, we need to return to Moss Druid, and she's gonna hand us the first of 5 items we need, and that's the mossberry stew. Now, completion of Great Taste of Pharloom questline also requires completion of My Missing Courier and My Missing Brother quest lines. Both of these quests you can find on the Bellheart quest board. So the fastest way to complete the My Missing Courier wish is to start from this bench in Shellwood and follow me west and drop down from here, but drop down in such a way that you drop while moving further and further west until you are going to drop yourself on a platform and see our courier being hounded by two enemies. And after defeating them, we will speak with Tip and complete the My Missing Courier wish. Next up, it's time to complete the My Missing Brother quest line. And we start this wish from the halfway hall in Greymoor, and from here we're gonna make our way to Sinner's Road. So if you want to see the complete walkthrough of this area on how to get to Sinner's Road, how to find Chakra, how to fix the bench, and how to get a new simple key in this area, I will link that guide in the description as well. So once you are in this area, you wanna call this flying enemy to our side where it's much easier to kill it. And then we need to do some climbing to reach the missing brother. Who, just like the missing courier, is hounded by some enemies. So dispose of them, and once you do, we would have completed the missing brother wish. Now, let's get back to collecting the stuff we need for the main quest. And next up on this list is the pickled muck maggot. And this item is right here where we stand, the Sinner's Road. So starting at the Sinner's Road bench, follow me to find a boss, the disgraced chef Lugali. Now this boss is gonna be challenging, and if you wanna know how to easily kill it, I will link the boss guide in the description of this video. So before you fight the main boss, you have to fight two of his minions, and once you dispose of it, you're gonna get the pickled muck maggot. For the next one, we are going to Halfway Hall in Greymoor. Here's the map, and from here, we have to speak with this NPC who's gonna ask us for 480 rosaries, which is quite a lot. And if you don't have that many, you can always use this area here to farm rosaries. Once you have enough rosaries, you wanna speak with the NPC one more time, who's gonna say it's a fair trade, blah blah blah, and open up a new chamber for you. Now, before you go in, you wanna prepare yourself because you have tons of enemies down there, and upon defeating them all, you're gonna get the vintage nectar. So that's 3 done and 2 to go. The next one we're gonna get is the crushed nut, and we start at the blasted steps bench and follow me to a boss, the great conch flies. I am pretty sure I butchered that name. Now this boss is quite easy. There are 2 of them, but they have very low HP and you can track where they are coming from by following the dust trail. So once you defeat them, you wanna head west and not do that, and keep moving west very carefully, and then climb up to meet Pinstress, who's gonna give you a new skill, the Needle Strike.
Yasia Nerat. Benny Frank.
From here, we need to make our way to a new area, and for that, we need to head west, making our way using the claw line and some platforming sections to get us to this new region, which is called the Sands of Carrot. Now in this new area, you're gonna find these seeds like structure, and upon hitting them, new temporary platforms will form from which you wanna continue your journey eastwards. Now, this is gonna be the hardest part of the climb, and it'll require you to dash and claw line to climb a top here, and then quickly go back and climb a new temporary platforming section to take us to the next area. Now here, first you want to break a cone-like structure up top, which will drop down and open up a shortcut which will lead us back to the blasted steps bench, and I would advise you to do so and equip the Reaper Crest and the Ascendancy Grip. Unfortunately though, I didn't have the item at the time, so that made my next task more harder than it needed to be. Now, before we find the crust nut, let's meet Chakra and get the map and then climb further up.
That's fine.
So once you reach this narrow platform, you wanna break this wall on the left and go through. This is where the Reaper Crest can be very useful and will immensely help to cross this section very easily. So follow me through this narrow section, breaking all these rocks using your Reaper Crest. So after defeating this enemy, you wanna travel west using the claw line and then grabbing onto the wall ahead. So here, the Ascendancy Grip would have been very useful, which lets you hold onto the wall without falling. That makes breaking these rock structures so much more easier. And you can get this item by completing the Jubilana quest line, which will open up a whole new shop, of which one is the Ascendancy Grip. And if you haven't done this quest, I will link this guide in the description. So here you have two sections which you have to claw line between the spikes and break the wall on top to enter another section. Now you basically want to break all the walls west, and that will open up another section. And then you wanna climb down, but be careful of the bottom pit and break this left false wall, which is where you'll find your penultimate item, the crust nut. And now the final thing that you wanna do is complete the Courier's Rasher questline. So you wanna talk to the NPC here who is basically gonna ask you to deliver this courier to Mugwin. But the kicker is that it's a time limited questline. And every time you get hit by an enemy or even a wall, your time goes down. Now, if you're having trouble with this, I don't think there's an easier path than the one that I'm taking. I mean, I get hit at least 3 times, lose my way once, but still end up reaching Mogwin way before the timer ends. So, if you don't have any shortcut open or you're having any other difficulty, let me know in the comments and I'll either make a different video on it or explain in the comments how to make this run literally a cakewalk. So that completes the Great Taste of Pharloom questline, and for all your efforts, you get pale oil, and along with that, your third weapon upgrade. Now I want to hear from you. Was this guide helpful? Comment below and let me know. And for everything gaming and everything Silk Song, a like and a sub would be simply lovely.